Norinco going off of the Chinese looking markings. So I actually purchased this from a friend. Pretty cheap overall, got it for under $400, and it is in pretty good shape. I will say the bayonet lug pin fell out. It's a $10 replacement part, so I have the bayonet right here, but I'm not sure that I'm going to replace the part and attach it. I'm not sure, I'm undecided on that. So basically, we'll just get right into the features. So we'll start with a little bit of history. Basically, they were designed in the 50s. I'm pretty sure it was like early 50s. So pretty much right after World War II. They do make Russian versions of these. Bulgaria, there's a bunch of different countries. Some are rarer than others. Supposedly Norinco is kind of the bottom of the barrel, cheapest, most common, and I think that's what this is. Which, to be fair, this is not going to be a main gun. It's kind of a plinker gun. Right now, 7.62x39 is easy to find, and it's still cheap, whereas a lot of 223 is expensive. The serial numbers do appear to match on the top of the bolt handle, the trigger guard, the magazine, and the stock. So it's a matching gun, which is good to see for sure. I'm not sure what wood it is, to be honest, and I'm not an expert by any means on wood, so I'm not going to even guess. If somebody wants to toss it in the description, again, this is a Norinco, so whatever they typically come with would probably be this. I have heard reports, some people say that they don't like the stock length. Now for me, I'm a pretty small person, or average sized I guess, and the stock fits fine, but for some people that have really big arm span, this thing is going to be like a toy. Like their face is almost like right up to the cover here. So it's kind of the same way with AKs. If we're being honest, a lot of AK stocks are pretty short as well. Moving forward, we have the trigger guard. There's the safety here. When it's on safe, it'll be up. And when you go to kind of fire, you'll feel it, so you know it's on safe. And when it's down, it's like that. The trigger pull is pretty crappy, if I'm being honest. It's worse than a regular AK, if you ask me. I've only felt a couple stock AKs triggers. See how it just creeps back all the way forward? Yeah. A pretty bad trigger. Up front, you do see a built-in magazine. This holds 10 rounds. You can buy body kits that will actually have detachable 20-round mags, and they probably even make 30. Reliability is kind of iffy on those. The whole top portion here is steel, of course. You have a disassembly notch. Bolt handle up here, it's the whole bolt. When you rack it, it will lock when it's empty, so it actually does have a functional bolt lock, so it will run dry when you're empty. You can use stripper clips, or you can load it single-handedly, 10 rounds, and then basically once you have ammo in there, you can power stroke it. The back sight here is actually pretty cool. It's marked with white letters, and it's obviously adjustable. You pinch it and move it up and down. The gas system extends up here. The barrel, I'm not sure what twist rate or any of the specs. It is marked up here. See what it says. It says SKS 762 China. So this obviously is a Chinese gun. Pretty sure Norinco. Now the front sight on here is adjustable from the top. I definitely think this gun would be more effective with a muzzle brake at shooting fast. So the ammo that I'm going to be using basically to plink around with is Tula 122 grain FMJ. I'm not going to get hollow points or anything. This is not a home defense gun by any means. This is just plinking ammo, just to take to the range. It's very cheap. I do have Barnol's, which is lacquer coated. It's a good quality. The primer is even sealed. So this is good stuff to store on hand. And it's basically maybe not quite waterproof, but it definitely does a lot better with moisture than this Tula. This Tula stuff would not do very good. But since this is lacquer coated, you can save this away. I did purchase a cheese grater handguard for it. It looks a lot nicer instead of the wood on the top. It will also allow it to vent better. Not that it got hot anyways. It's not a fast shooter, it's just a plinker for me. It only holds 10 rounds. So I didn't feel like it really needed it. But basically for looks, I purchased it for about 30 shipped. I forget which website I got it from. It was just a new one. I don't think it was technically surplus. It's just steel. This pin right here was an absolute pain to get out. It took me about 2 hours to put this on. Now, I saw YouTube videos and people saying, oh, it's easy, you just pop the pin out. And I sat down there in this thing in a vise and just hammered it and finally got it. I used multiple tools. Alright, so there it is together. I apologize if it's not bright enough to see it real good. It looks more like a SVT-40, in my opinion, with this cover on the front, because the SVT-40 did use a top metal portion, which I like the look of, and then the bottom is wood.